chosen to do my 5-minute presentation via PowerPoint. And the favorite author I chose for this literary work was Edgar Allan Poe, and I've chosen one of, in my opinion, his most famous poem called The Raven. I'm going to go over 3 points that were asked of us to go over in this PowerPoint, and that is number one, why this literary work is your favorite of this author. Number two is what your selected author was trying to achieve in this literary work, and we need to offer an analysis of key ideas. And I also am going to give a direct analysis of one quote via close, slow reading from this literary work in order to dive deep into a small section from the literary work. Number one is why this literary work is my favorite from this author. Firstly, it's very dark and ominous, which I do enjoy because some of my favorite genres are horror stuff and things with dark vibes and stuff. Like, I really love horror movies, I love horror stories, stuff like that. Like, I grew up listening to stuff like Are You Afraid of the Dark and things like that. Another thing I like about it is it has very pagan-y vibes. It has like an old feel from like the old world before we really had Catholicism and Christianity. Um, Also, ravens are one of my favorite animals. They have very extensive vocabulary, really, almost like that of a 3 to 4 year old child. Um, I know the one in this story only says one word, though, and that is nevermore. He seems to know that word very well. Um, Another reason why I like this literary work is because I understand the feeling of missing someone so much that it hurts. And you can really feel the pain and just anguish and grief that this person feels because they cannot see their love, Lenore, any longer. Also, I feel the feeling of unease as well as curiosity is felt through this poem. Like, it's really a gripper. Like, it almost has a horror story type feel, and you're left on the edge of your seat wondering what's going on. Like, who's rapping at the door? And then it says he opens the door at first and there's no one to be seen. So we're like, is this a ghost? Is he being haunted? Like, what's going on here? He ends up being this bird, the raven, that comes in there, and you wonder why the raven's there. Why does this raven keep telling him nevermore to everything he asks? Like, what is the symbolism? Who did send this bird? It's just, it makes you uneasy, and you can really feel all the emotions of melancholy and just anger. The other question was, what was Edgar Allan Poe trying to achieve in this literary work? In my opinion, he's trying to convey a longing for a lost loved one, and that's conveyed to me because most of what the author is talking about in this story is, will he ever see the maiden Lenore, his love, again? Obviously, she's died and passed away, and he can no longer see her. And I think he's wondering, not only is he going to see, could he possibly see her again in this life, but could she return? But also, could he be seeing her in the afterlife? Like, is there any hope that he'll ever see her again? And in this instance, the bird just tells him repeatedly, nevermore. As in, he'll never see her again, evermore, nevermore. Um, Edgar Allan Poe wants us to feel very deeply. He wants us to feel this loss, this anguish, this grief, and just denial. Grief and despair can be hard to explain and feel, so I think he really did a great job achieving this with this work. Um, he reflects I think it's reflecting his loss of his own beloved wife. He did lose his wife, and I think that this was a way of letting out those emotions. Now we're going to move on to the direct analysis of one quote from The Raven. The quote I chose was this: "Wretch," I cried, "thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite, respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe and forget this lost Lenore." You can obviously tell that the writer at this point has finally lost his mind completely with this raven and is just tired of everything he's got to say. He's enraged. He truly believes that God sent the raven to make him forget his love, Lenore. That's why he talks about the with the word nepenthe. Nepenthe was a mystical drug from Greek literature, and it was given to people to make them forget. So he really thinks this raven has somehow drugged him, possibly, or poisoned him somehow, and is trying to make him forget his love, Lenore.